So this right here is the most valuable piece of tech that I've ever owned. It might surprise you as to what it is, but I'm going to tell you why. My name is Noel, by the way, and I review stuff sometimes. First of all, let's address what does valuable even mean? Well, for most of us, it means that something is really expensive or that it has a very high or steep price tag. But for me personally, value doesn't necessarily lie in the price, but value is what you get out of that price tag. And this little piece of tech right here, this tag item, is worth more in value compared to the 100 ringgit or so price tag that it has. This is the Casio 105W. The Casio 105W is a digital watch which was introduced in the mid-90s, and it was produced mainly as a replacement for Casio's other classic legend, the F105W. And although it is a tad bigger compared to the aforementioned F91, this is still really small and really lightweight as well. And just like the F91, it also has all the same features. Well, apart from a big upgrade, that is. But before I get to that, let me just say that this F105 is also made out of rubber. The case is mainly made out of plastic, and the crystal is also made out of resin, like the one you find on the F91W. Now, I'm sure you're wondering if both are technically the same watches. Does that mean that this is the same price as that F91? Well, more or less, this is just a tad bit more expensive. It has a 10 ringgit or maybe even 15 ringgit premium, depending on where you buy the watch. So it's basically a more expensive F91 then. Well, not really, because if you've owned an F91 before, you know that the LED backlight that it has might as well not be there. And this solved that issue, because at the time, Casio's competitors such as Timex had Indiglo backlight, which was an electroluminescent system, and that gave Timex watches much better legibility at night or low light. And this F105W was aimed at competing with the competitors such as Timex, because this has an upgraded backlight, the same or almost the same system as Indiglo, because this has electroluminescent backlight as well, and that is a much needed and more significant upgrade compared to the F91. Now, with all that said, I'm sure you're still confused. So basically, it's an F91 with just better backlighting. And technically, it is cheaper than the competition. So why do I say that this watch is the most valuable piece of tech that I've ever owned? Well, let me start off with the first reason, which is its size and weight. Because I'm sure you noticed that this is super small and it is also very lightweight as well. I just love how it feels on my wrist as well, because this watch doesn't get in the way of my daily activities. It's super comfortable, it fits well on my wrist, and the most important thing of all is that I don't notice it whenever it's on my wrist. Unlike this Xiaomi Mi Band 7 Pro, which I just use as a fitness tracker on my wrist. Now, the second reason is the looks. It has a very retro and digital design, and not sure if you guys have noticed, but that is pretty much the hype these days, right? Everyone wants something retro, everyone wants something digital that looks like it's from the 90s. And this is no different, because this was from the 90s. And for me personally, this has a very timeless design even today, because fashion wise, not only does it look cool, it's also very versatile. With its black strap, the black case, and just a hint of that dark blue on the watch face, it pairs really well with all of my outfits, and it doesn't look out of place at all. Now, the third reason is the functions, or the lack of functions. Yes, I know it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of modern smartwatches, but this can obviously tell the time, it can tell the date, it has a stopwatch, it also has an alarm, and it has that upgraded electroluminescent backlight. And that is mostly enough for me personally, because if I didn't need to track my fitness, this would obviously be here all the time, every day. And I know that this isn't the perfect watch, I understand that, but what watch is perfect? No watch is this light and this small and can still give you smartwatch or fitness tracking capabilities. If that watch exists, it would be super expensive compared to this. Just so that I can avoid to wear this every day alongside with the F105, I wish that someday a watch that this small, this lightweight would come along, that has step tracking abilities, can track my workouts, maybe has GPS to track my runs, track my walks. And that is all. I don't need a watch that can answer calls. I don't need my watch to tell me whenever I have a notification. And that is why the minimalist functions that this has is more than enough for me personally. I guess the only gripe that I have against this is the lack of a countdown timer. But you really can't have everything, can you? Anyway, I think I also forgot to mention that this has a 10-year battery as well. I'm really thankful for that, because I don't need another device to charge. That's why I wish everything in here can be fit into everything in here along with that 10-year battery. Then for me, that would definitely make the perfect watch. But then again, that would be super expensive, right? Anyway, moving on to the fourth reason why this is the most valuable piece of tech that I own. It's because of its durability. It might not look like it, but this is honestly pretty tough. It only has water resist ratings, which I guess technically basically it means that it can go down up to 30 meters of water. But who brings this to their dives, honestly? And I guess you can swim with it. I haven't tried it, but I have been washing my hands. I have been wearing this while I shower, and it still is going strong. And in terms of the shock durability, it's not a G-Shock. I mean, I don't know if it could withstand a lot of shock, but it has fallen. I have fallen on this once. I have knocked it on a lot of things, and again, it's still going strong, and that resin crystal is still scratchless. I mean, I really can't see any scratches apart from maybe some chips around the corners, but that's it. And honestly, you wouldn't really know that, or you wouldn't really think that this would be that durable. And I guess the last reason is like a combination of all the other reasons that I mentioned before, which is this watch goes with me everywhere. It has a nostalgic factor because in the past I have owned 1 or 2 F91s before, and I have honestly lost them. But when I first got this in my hands, all the memories of owning those F91s came rushing back. And I'm sure this has held all the memories that I've made, all the moments that I've lived through with it whenever I put this on the past year and for the foreseeable future. Because it's small and light, because I don't notice it on my wrist, because it's comfortable, I definitely wear it every day. Because it's durable, I don't need to baby this, I don't need to worry about it breaking or whatever. So I don't really need to take care of it that much. And because it's fashionable, because it looks really good, because it's versatile, I don't really need to worry about my outfits that I wear with this watch or vice versa. And because it has all the functions that I really need, even when I take this off, I wouldn't really mind just having this on my wrist every day, every week, every month, every year. This simple little watch has taken my heart, and that's why it's the most
valuable
piece of tech that I've ever owned.